Welcome back to my channel. I'm Jess and this is Lifler. Third video. Who would have told? I think this video is needed. A little bit. And I think this video should be done as one of my first videos, because then as soon as you read reviews, then you can kind of understand where I'm coming from. So why are we here today? We're here today to tackle the issue of those bloody, unpersonal 5 stars. Now, I personally hate that rating system with all my heart. I cannot stand it. It's on my guts. How do you achieve a 5 star? What makes a book 4 star instead of a 5 star? Is 3 stars just a meh? Is it a good thing? Is 2 like a 5 out of 10 in Italian school rating system, which means you failed your class and you suck anyway because no one is gonna give you less than 5? Mystery. So after having tried for a couple of years to review books on Goodreads, at least with stars, I realized that I was all over the place. I was literally giving 3 to 5 4 star, thinking only of the book I was reading at the moment. And then going back to the rating and changing it in comparison to the book that I was reading next. And again until I've forgotten about that book. Obviously that didn't work. It didn't work because when it came to the blog that I used to have, it meant that I was constantly editing book reviews, and it meant that my word wasn't set in stone. I was constantly changing my mind, I was constantly changing the book rating, and that confused people. Not that anyone ever told me, but it was confusing to me, so I can just assume that it was confusing to you guys too. So 6 months-ish ago, something like that, and I was like, okay, this needs to be put down. I need to find a way to use those 5 stars, maybe to use 6 out of it, or a way around it. But to give them a meaning that is mine and that I can feel comfortable with, and that will give me every aspect that I usually encounter when reviewing books. Which means sometimes I absolutely love a book and a book is absolutely perfect, but won't become a favorite of mine, and sometimes a book might be flawed, but it's become so dear to me and so important to me that it's a favorite. So how am I using this rating system? So I came up with a sort of legend. They used to be on my old site, and that is on a highlight on my Instagram, and this mug is very heavy. I've been using it for the past 6 months and it's really working for me. I can see that I am never going back to add the stars that I've given, and when I am recommending a book to someone, I can honestly say, okay, this is said star, but it means that, or this is said star because of this, and so on. And I find that it really works for me. So I thought that in order for you guys to be able to embark on this journey with me, you might want a place you can refer to when it comes to my rating system. And this is it. So my rating system consists in 5 peaches and a sparkle, or 5 stars and a sparkle if you want to. What does that mean? It means I do 5 stars, 5 peaches, and the sparkle means that book is a favorite of mine. On Goodreads, how is it shown? It's shown that with a 5 star, and the book is also in the library called favorites. That's it. Not all the books that are in my favorite section are full on 5 stars. because 5 stars means a different thing to me. So let's dive in. 5 Peaches and a Sparkle. The favorite. I probably love this book so much. I've been raving and ranting about it to everyone. Everyone is so fed up about it. They will stop talking to me. Whenever you start a conversation with me, I will find a way to steer the conversation into me talking you into reading this book. I realize sometimes I am a bit too much.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
5 stars. This is the perfectly good as it is. This book is perfect. It's not problematic. It's okay. It's nice. It's well delivered. I thoroughly enjoyed it. There is no problem. Consider it recommended. But it's not a favorite of mine. Didn't blow my mind. Maybe it did, but will I forget about it in 6 months? Probably. Will I forget the names of the characters? Probably within the end of the week, but that happens a lot. A perfectly good book that leaves you satisfied and maybe even with a little bit of a book hangover, but it's not one of those books that blows your mind. 4 stars or 4 Peaches, depends on the emoji that I'm feeling at the moment. It's meh. It's the disappointment. In my rating system, 3 star is somewhat better of judgment than 4 star. Because 4 star, it's just a bummer. A book that had all the potential of being perfect, but had that slight problem that just made me go, meh. Be a pet peeve of mine, just throw that. It might be the ending that wasn't as fulfilling as I hope it would be, or the rest of the book was. It might be, you know, this awful feeling when the book goes at a certain pace, and then at the end, the author was like, oh, I need to finish this book, and just runs to the end of it. There would be a 4 star. It's just, it could be perfect. It could have been 5 star. It could have been a favorite, but it isn't because it had that something that just wasn't. And that's sad. Anyway. 3 star, the yes but no. How can I explain it? For me, if a book is just not getting there, it's okay. Be plot choices, it can be poorly written, it can be just plot twists, decision, characters that are not lovable, are also problematic to some extent. But other people might enjoy them if they're liking certain tropes. And to me, a book that doesn't have the potential to shine in my eyes, it's less bad than a book that had all the cards to win and just failed. I think is that thing of like, no one really wants to arrive second. It's okay to arrive last. It's okay, it's a book. I read it. I have problems with it. Problems enough that probably I wouldn't recommend it unless I know that there is something that someone thoroughly enjoys and that I don't. 2 Peaches. Oh, this is literally my favorite one. This is the, it's so bad, it's actually good. And those are my, I just love those type of books. They make me so happy, they're so fun to read, because they're so bad. Sometimes I'm just reading them and I'm like, did they really publish you? How? Sometimes they're just quick pleasurable reads that just hit that little spot of, I just don't want to take myself serious and I don't want to take a book serious and I just need to kind of not think about things. And me complaining about how bad this book is actually so fun in a sense. It's the type of book that you want to read with your best friend so you can, you know, diss it till the end of time. It's usually filled with alpha male, toxic masculinity. Honestly, we shouldn't be encouraging this book. I would not recommend them to anybody, but every once in a while you stumble across them and you don't know you're going to read them, or like you're not like going around, like I'm not going around looking for them, but sometimes you just stumble across them, and I mean, you already paid for the book, might as well read it, because at the end of the day it is catchy. That's the problem with the 2-star books. They are catchy and you will read them really quickly because they will trap you in, but they're also so bad they're good. Sometimes they're the equivalent of one of those really bad romantic movies that are bad, that will see someone moving in the middle of nowhere and getting married within 3 days with a total stranger, and not because it's a marriage of convenience, but because they fall madly in love. So yeah, so bad they're good. 1 star. Oh boy. I make a point, and I have this rule that life is too short for bad books. So if a book doesn't grip me, it doesn't trap me in, it doesn't just involve me 360 and made me just want to read non-stop, then it's simply not worth it. I'm an incredibly fast reader, so if a book doesn't grip me, it will take me a month to read it, which means that I will pass on so many opportunities and waste so much time that I could have spent reading books that I actually thoroughly enjoyed. And there is so many good books out there that deserve my time, that I don't feel right wasting my time in a book that doesn't trap me. Sometimes those books don't trap me and will get DNF'd just because they just don't do for me and throw me in a massive pit of a book slump. Would I recommend a book with 1 star? Maybe. Depends. I always think that what doesn't work for me can work with someone else. You cannot review a book for what you want it to be. You can review a book for what it is and what does for you. And if a book just doesn't do for me but has nothing wrong in the way it's written, it just has pet peeve, yeah, sure, I would suggest it. I have suggested 1-star book for me to other people. What I usually do with 1 stars is to see whether a book is just bad, just so wrong, just the worst of the worst, and then I will go on Goodreads or whatever and put 1 star and say no one should read this book. And I had books like that, not many because I try to vet them as much as possible, but I've had books like that, and then I will send a very wordy letter to the publisher being like, what were you thinking when you published something? Like if Trump woke up one day and decided to write a film for Hallmark for Halloween. So yeah, I would have given that book 1 star. I did give that book 1 star, even if I think it didn't deserve that either. Well, there is other books that I consider 1 star, and I will put 1 star in my social media, but I will not log them as 1 star on Goodreads or like Amazon and so on, because I don't think it deserves what general public think of 1 star, because they are good books, and I can recognize that a book is good even if it doesn't work for me, and those are the books that I will go to friends that I know will enjoy this book and actually give them the love that they deserve and recommend them to them, because sometimes this is also the job of a reviewer, dividing what objectively is bad and what just didn't work for you. That's also, I think, where I kind of felt the need the most to find a double meaning for the rating behind some simple stars, because I needed to say more with what was just symbol at the end of the day. Here you have it. This is the info video that you can kind of relate to whenever you watch any of my review in the future. And this is how you also see my books reviewed on my Instagram, which again I will put here, or my Twitter, which again I will put I don't even know where, and you'll find all the links of the things that I have said underneath. So you will find my Goodreads, my Twitter, my Instagram, everything will be in the description box below. Give it a like, subscribe, and see you next week. Bye! The rating. Reviews, some reviews, no reviews. Goodreads, not sure.